All right, this is the market conditions section of the addendum. And again, we've got two words that are in bright blue, which means they were automatically populated from the main form. In this case, I'm using I'm working on a property that's not necessarily super easy and that it's located outside of a specific neighborhood. We're talking about market conditions. This information is, it's explained here in the addendum, but we also see this market conditions in information right here at the top of page 2. This stuff all has to tie in together, and we also see it in the market conditions addendum. So it's important that the information that's in this form is also congruent with what is in the market conditions section of the addendum. Those things have to be the same. So whatever's on the top of page 2 and in the market conditions, the 1004 MC, this other form over here, when I say 1004 MC, this is what I mean, market conditions addendum to the appraisal report. In my vocabulary, this is called the 1004 MC. So when I say like the market conditions section of the addendum is just further analysis and more explanation of this form. So it's important that the data that's on this form matches the data in this market conditions section. Otherwise, it just causes confusion and, you know, it doesn't make any sense if I'm trying to explain something and there are two sets of numbers. So the Larkspur here is perfect. A comparative market analysis is a CMA. So it automatically says that I've compared properties within the subject's general market area, which includes similar homes in Larkspur. But because we've also got some comps in this particular report that are located like in Monument or in, maybe some other areas, I'm going to leave Larkspur, but I'm going to also add in the surrounding area within the past 12 months. And this is where we rely on the 1004MC information. So we're going to go, I'm going to split my screen here just for fun. So when I split my screen, I don't know if you're aware of how you can do that, but you can, if you hit this addenda button right here, it'll split your screen so that you can have the addendum down here and you can look at the pages within your report on the top half of your screen. I like to do that. It's just easier for me to look at things. So when I'm looking at the market conditions addendum, the 1004MC, you've already entered my information from here, and it looks like you've already entered it into here as well, and I just totally love you for that. So when I'm calculating whether the market conditions are increasing, declining, or stable, I compare this number to this number. And this little software has its own calculator. I'm just going to press that right there. Alrighty, so in order to calculate this, if you're a math genius and I'm doing this wrong, you go right ahead and tell me. So I'm going to take the 479.9 and subtract the 462 to find the difference between the two. And then I'm going to divide those by the 479. And that gives a percentage of change. So it looks like our market is increasing at a rate of 4%. So, okay, it's at, where do we go? Okay. This is a difference of 4%, which is considered to be not stable, increasing. Anything over 3% in my estimation is considered to be increasing. If the market conditions are changing at a rate below 3%, they're considered to be stable. So in this case, we have a 4% change. So we are increasing. And then it says the current market is increasing. Alrighty. And we've got another area, another paragraph. This one can stay exactly the same. This is just an explanation that states that builders don't necessarily put their homes on the MLS. So the market conditions addendum, the market conditions data that I'm looking at will likely not include all of the new construction in the area. That's all that says. This next paragraph says, Colorado has seasons. Sometimes people buy more in one season than they do in the next. This fourth and last paragraph within the market conditions section talks about the predominant value, and what that's referring to is back in the neighborhood section of the form, one of the first areas that we looked at. In this neighborhood form, we're talking about this area right here, where we talk about 1 unit housing. The low price is 110, the high price is $3,200,000. The predominant price is $550,000. This paragraph, where'd it go? Shoot. Right here. The predominant value range. That's what this is. So 550 is considered to be our predominant value for this particular assignment. So the reason I put this sentence in there, or this paragraph in there, is because there are a lot. Oh shoot, you can't even see what paragraph I'm talking about. There we go. It's because there are a lot of lenders. Like right now, the predominant value for this particular market area is 550. I'm not likely to bring the value of this property in at 550. It's going to be significantly lower than that. And if I turn this report in without giving some sort of explanation for that, the lender's going to come back and say why. So they always get concerned when the value that I assign to a property, my opinion of market value for any particular property, is much different from the predominant neighborhood price. And that happens all the time. I mean, maybe you've got the smaller house, the smallest house in the neighborhood. Maybe you've got the biggest house in the neighborhood. Maybe most of the, maybe there's just a huge range. Like in this particular market area, in order to get enough data to even analyze, I had to sort of grab a whole bunch. So when you're talking about homes costing as little as 110 and as much as 3.2, you're going to have a pretty wide range, and your predominant range is going to fall anywhere in there. So anyway, this sentence addresses that. The appraiser has considered location, condition, style, size, age, and neighborhood in the final estimate of value of the property. Most likely when I get to the final opinion of value, I'll add something to this, talking about why this particular property might fall below the predominant value range for the neighborhood. It might be something specific like, this house is really little. It's a very tiny house. And that is very likely why it's at the low end of the value range for the neighborhood. So you should be able to just leave that sentence alone, but that's a little information as to why it's there.